guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Asia and this is my 32-week pregnancy update. I am pregnant with my second baby. I have a son named Caden who will turn 2 the end of October, and we are now expecting our baby girl. I'm due November 24th, so we are getting so close, which is absolutely crazy to me. I cannot believe that I just have a few weeks left and then we are going to be a family of 4. It's just absolutely nuts to me. But let's get started. I have a list of questions that I'm going to go through. The first question is, how far along are you? I am 32 weeks and 2 days. My total weight gain. So I knew I was obviously going to be filming this video. So I did weigh myself this morning, and let's see here. I am 141 pounds. When I started out, I was 122 pounds, so I've gained 19 pounds so far. Next topic is maternity clothes. So I do not have a lot of maternity clothes. This is not maternity. Right now I'm just being super comfy. Just wearing this like new sweater that I got from the Pink Lily Boutique, and I'm wearing just some comfy like terry cloth kind of shorts to wear around the house. So that's what I'm wearing right now. But for maternity clothes, I definitely bought more when I was pregnant with my son. I did save some of them, but I really don't have a lot of them. I'm not going to be pregnant forever, so I really don't like spending a lot of money on them. And plus, I feel like it is so hard to find cute maternity clothes. My favorite website for them is Pink Blush Maternity, and I mean their stuff is so cute and I love it, but it's also a little pricey, and I know that I'm not going to be wearing maternity clothes for much longer, so I'm trying to just stick it out right now and wear what I can, but it is getting difficult because a lot of the stuff that I do have is not fitting my belly anymore. Stretch marks. So you can see for yourself when I do the belly shot, I really think that all I have on my belly right now is just like those leftover stretch marks from when I was pregnant with my son Caden. I talked about it in my 28-week pregnancy update, that they're just very like faint lines from before. I haven't noticed anything new pop up, but I'm sure that in a few more weeks I will see something. I do tend to get very big bellies with my pregnancies. I just stretch out really far, and I don't have that like cute little like round belly that starts from up here and goes down. Mine just like shoots out. So it's understandable if I'm going to get stretch marks in a few weeks, but we will just have to wait and see. Next topic is, how are you sleeping? So this is also something that I went over in my 28-week pregnancy update. I was going through pregnancy insomnia, and I have to say, thankfully, it has chilled out. Like, I am so tired at night, and I have been, but I'm really tired at night now. So that is a plus. I mean, I'm not going to bed at 9 o'clock, but I'm definitely not staying up until 2 a.m. anymore. Like I said, I talked about that in my other video, so if you haven't watched that, I was most nights not falling asleep until about between like 1 and 2 a.m. And then I would get up, in the middle of the night, sometimes twice, to use the bathroom, and then it would take me forever to fall back asleep. So thankfully, I am not really dealing with that anymore. Some nights I'll be up until like 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock, but usually now my eyes are so heavy by like 11 that I can't last like any longer than that. The next topic is best moment this week, and right away, like off the bat, I know that is our baby girl's nursery. So my father-in-law and my husband this week put together closets that I designed on IKEA. They put them together and they just look so nice. We did the same in my son's room, and we went with white closets, and for her room we went with the beige, and it just looks so perfect. It matches her furniture perfectly. So I was super, super excited about that. Next topic is missing anything, meaning like, is there anything that I'm missing, you know, because I'm pregnant, I can't do it. I would say two things. I definitely miss the ability to just, like, simple things. Like get down on the ground and play with my son, or it's starting to get hard to put my socks on. Bending over if I drop anything. That is starting to get so difficult. And I talked about this in one of my other vlogs, that sometimes it really does make me angry. Like the other day, I swear I was dropping everything that I put into my hands, and it was so frustrating because just bending over to pick something up is like, I don't know. Maybe I'm like exaggerating, but for me, it is super annoying and uncomfortable, especially when you do it like multiple times. The other thing missing, you know, that I'm missing, I would say is, yeah, of course, like I enjoy like having a drink, and you know that sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I just want a glass of wine or champagne or whatever, or margarita. But I don't really miss that as much as I did with my first pregnancy. I think obviously your first pregnancy, you've never been pregnant before, and you're so used to your life just being yours, and getting up and being able to go whenever you want and do whatever you want, and not just drinking, like anything, you know. Then you get pregnant and it's like you're so cautious and worried about, you know, can I pick this up? Should I do this? Oh, don't turn this way. And can I eat this food, etc. So I do miss like having a cocktail or whatever, you know, especially like Sunday football. If we go out and, you know, everyone's like having drinks, I'm like, oh, I want a beer. But with my first pregnancy, I think I missed that way more than I do now. Now I'm just like, okay, I know that in a few weeks, like I'll be able to have a margarita and it's not a big deal. It's so different the second time around. Like, you know that your life eventually does go back to normal, and you're able to do those things that you couldn't do for 9 months. So you just like, I don't know, me personally, I just didn't like worry about it that much this time around. Like it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Movement. So yes, I could talk about this for like hours, I feel like, but she moves so much. She moves way more than my son did. She's a very active baby, especially at night. I do feel her throughout the day, even when I'm standing, which I remember with Caden, a lot of times I didn't really feel him when I was standing. It was more when I was sitting. I do feel her when I'm standing, not just when I'm resting. But at nighttime, this little girl goes so wild in there. She's like having a dance party or something, because I think I mentioned in my 28-week update how like the movements don't really like hurt, but it's at the point now where in just a few short weeks, her movements really hurt me sometimes. Like, take my breath away, and it's very uncomfortable. Just the other day, Caden and I were walking around the outlets that are by our house, and I seriously thought for a second I like was going into labor. I started having so much pain. I almost had to bend over, and I was like trying to catch my breath. I don't know exactly what it was, like her movement, but it was very painful, and it, like I said, it took my breath away. So she's definitely getting big in there and running out of room, and getting to that point now where like when she moves, it doesn't feel good. It's not like that, oh, she flipped. It's like, oh my gosh, she's moving my organs around, and she's starting to push down there, and it's just like shooting pain at times. So the movement is crazy. Is anything making you queasy or sick? Nope, thankfully. Nothing at all is making me queasy or sick. Labor signs. So yes, I've actually had a lot of these in the past, I'd say, week. I am going to bed every night with a heating pad on my back. Don't worry, I'm turning it off before I go to bed. But I have had a heating pad on my lower back every night, and also my husband, poor guy, rubbing my back for at least like an hour every night. Last night, actually, we left my in-laws, and I was in the car with my husband, And I told him how I had insane lower cramps, like down here, and really bad lower back, like pressure and pain. Super uncomfortable, very tight, a lot of pressure, and that has been happening almost every night for the past week. Okay, sorry, I had to pause there because for some reason I thought that everything that I just spoke about, my camera wasn't recording, and I almost had a heart attack, but it was. Whew. Next one is wedding rings on or off. They are still on. They are getting a little bit tighter. I have very small fingers, so my rings are, I think, I have 3 rings. I have my original wedding band, my engagement ring, and then my 3rd one is from my husband and my son. They got me after he was born. So 2 of the rings, I believe, are a size 5, and my original wedding band is a 4.5, I think. So yeah, it's getting like a little bit tight. I've noticed, like, I don't sleep with them on, so I've noticed in the morning when I put it on, sometimes I kind of have to like shove it on, but it's not at the point yet where I can't take them off. Are you happy or moody most of the time? I don't know. I guess it depends on who you ask. I would say, honestly, I truly think that I'm happy most of the time, but I'm also like moody because I'm just so shot. I'm, exhausted, and whatever the case is, my pelvis feels like it's breaking in 2. My back feels like it's being, broken into 2. My feet hurt. So I do definitely get moody, but I would say that I'm happy most of the time. I don't know. Maybe if my husband was sitting right here, he'd be like, no. I don't know. I really don't know. I personally think that I truly am happy most of the time, but I have my moments like everyone does, and I do get a little snappy at times, but for the most part, I'm just so happy. I'm so incredibly blessed to be pregnant with my 2nd child, and I get to stay home with my son, and I just have the most supportive, amazing, loving husband in the world. Like, I truly don't know what I would do without him. He has given me a beautiful life, and our son a beautiful life, and he will give our daughter a beautiful life, and he's such a hardworking man, and I'm very happy and very blessed. Like, as cliche as that may sound, I truly am blessed. Hashtag blessed. But that ends the question part of it. I'm about to show you guys my belly. The one thing that I will say though that I have never discussed in any of my vlogs is I was actually born with a birth defect because my esophagus was not attached to my stomach. So when I was born, both my mom and I almost didn't make it. I almost didn't make it several times. I had 2 major surgeries, and I have a big scar on my back that wraps around to my right breast, and then I have a big scar on my stomach from where they fed me. So when you see my belly, you may be wondering why does she have a big scar on her stomach? And that's why. That's just where they fed me when I was a baby. Because obviously anything that they were giving me through my mouth, I was spitting right back up because I couldn't swallow it. So if you're wondering when you see that, like, what is that? That's what it is. So now for the belly shot. Okay, so as I said, I'm super comfy, so don't mind my outfit right now. But here is my belly from the front. This is my scar that I was talking about. And then this is it from the side. Thank you all so much for watching my pregnancy update. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I am still new to vlogging, so I'm figuring out what people like watching or what videos don't really do that well. I hope you guys like it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.